Welcome to Getcha Popcorn Ready podcast. This is your host, Hatch, with my boy.
Yes, sir. T.O.'s in the building. Y'all better get y'all popcorn ready, because we have Mr. Amon-Ra St.
Brown is in the building from the Detroit Lions, 4th round pick of the 2021 NFL Draft. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All good. Like you said, he's the second
Detroit Lion.
Your teammate Michael
Brockers
was in the building.
Okay, Big Brock.
Yeah, he was cool,
Brock.
He's a cool dude,
Yeah, man.
Sure.
So y'all met a while back. You met him a couple of times, right?
Yeah, so my first day at USC when I first enrolled, you and Julio were working out at SC.
Oh,
and yeah. We all came out and worked out.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Oh, man, damn, that was
a minute ago.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
4 years ago.
Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
cool. That was cool.
And again, that's kind of how me and Amon-Ra met at B2G practice.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the story I tell everybody about him, right? I knew when he's going to be great, right? Because I don't say that about a lot of people, you know this,
Nah,
right?
really?
So,
I got to hear this story.
7th grade. Okay, you know how we warm up in the NFL. We do pat and go,
Yeah.
right? So when we practicing at B2G, we'd warm up the same way, right? We gotta perform, else you're not gonna be on the team, right? So he's there, older brother was there, we're playing with a lot of other older cats, right? So we're doing pat and go balls. You know how you stay straight, you keep the ball on the outside?
Right.
When he was doing that naturally, I said he can play.
In the 7th grade.
In the 7th grade. Because again, you've seen NFL practice now. Not everybody just does it naturally, catching the ball on the outside shoulder. They don't track it like that.
Natural tracking.
And he did it in 7th grade, and I was like, okay, young fella, let's go, man. So how you enjoying the NFL so far?
I like it. It's cool. It's fun. It definitely took me a minute to get used to everything. Mm-hmm. I would say the biggest difference, from college to the pros is the business side of it.
Yeah.
In college, it's, you're in the locker room, all your boys, you're all going to class together. You live together, you do everything together, you go cafeteria together. And the pros is you got your own family, people have their own families, you got wife and kids. And the biggest thing is, dudes getting cut left and right. So I remember when I first pulled up rookie minicamp, it was obviously all the rookies, some trial guys. We finished that on Sunday, and you see a dude packing his bags leaving. I'm like, damn, they already cut him?
That quick?
They're like, yeah, he's out. I was like, shoot. I was looking around like, when am I getting cut?
Yeah.
But nah, so that just kept me motivated throughout, kept me hungry. Obviously, being a 4th round pick, I was already hungry coming in. But just the whole thing, it was eye-opening for sure.
Yeah, because again, T was a 3rd round pick, I was a 7th round pick, and we talk about it a lot on this show. Yeah. It's like that hunger, it's hard to keep that when you're the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick. But for you to be in a 4th round pick, keep that hunger, because that's going to take you through some trials and tribulations.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And I think that's what's so unique about us really just knowing that path that, late rounders, take going into the National Football League. Obviously, other than the business side, what's the biggest adjustment that you've had to make, I would say, on the field, like you said, making that comparison with college now into the pros, and you went to USC, so it's not like a slouch of a program.
I would say a big difference too is it's more mental, definitely more mental. In college, obviously there's guys that are some are faster, some are stronger. You get to the league, everyone's fast, everyone's strong. Shoot, D lineman running, I don't know if you saw the combine last week. 6'6", running a 4.47, 4.8.
Yeah.
I'm like, sheesh. So you catch a screen, you got a D lineman coming at you full speed.
You better get up out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, it's definitely more mental, just knowing coverages, things like that. And for me, that's what I'm trying to take the biggest step in next year, just understanding defenses. Because like I said, you can catch the ball, you can run the route, but if you know what you're getting before you get out there, it's gonna make it that much easier.
So what is it gonna take for you, Amon-Ra St. Brown, to get in the top 5, to be in the
conversations?
Yeah, the conversation with the Julio Jones, the Devontae Adams, your Cooper Kupps. Now, like I said, you're on the embryonic stage of your career.
Yeah.
What is it gonna take to get in that top 5?
Honestly, I think for a lot of players in the NFL, it's a lot of opportunity. You watch the first 10 games I had, I didn't get the opportunities that I had the last 7 weeks. So I think a bunch of it's opportunity. But now that I showcase what I can do, I think it's just going to help me out for my career. And then, keep getting the opportunities that I have and making the most of them. But like I said, getting in that playbook, just perfecting your craft each and every week, off season, just taking every week by week, getting better at something. And like I said, I just wanted the opportunity. Once I get the opportunity, I think I can make it.
Right.
Well, we know as a receiver, we know when the opportunities don't come, we get frustrated, right? And we might vocalize ourselves in different ways. for you to be that guy, I know you mentally, right? You're that dude up here, like, I'm the best in the world, whatever. But when it wasn't happening in those first 8 games, I know you were frustrated, but how did you hide the frustration? How did you deal with the frustration?
That's a good question. For me, how do I explain
Like,
this?
honestly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you got the first half of the season, like
Yeah.
you said, you just explained, like you didn't really have the opportunities. In the second half, then you were able to, make the most of those opportunities. And like I said, the frustration at some point it sets in.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't have your winning. The first win was like late.
Week 10,
Week 10.
Yep.
So that's got to be extra pressure, just tension building up.
Yeah, I would say for me it was a whole new experience. We had new coaches, a new quarterback, new receivers, a whole new system for us. Right. So it definitely took us time getting used to it. I would say as an offense for sure. But for me, I just, what I thought about always was everyone's process is different. Everyone has a different route. Not everyone can. Some dudes shine early and then fall off later. Some dudes aren't doing much early in their career. Like Adam Thielen didn't do much, special teams guy. Later in his career, started making a bunch of plays. So for me, it's like I knew the cream's always going to rise to the top. That's something my dad always taught me growing up. And so I knew at the end of the day, once I get my opportunity, I was going to make the most of it.
Right.
And for me, it was just a matter of time. That's how I saw it. Just kept my head down.
I mean, your rookie numbers are great at the end, right? 90 catches for a rookie, set the Detroit Lions record, obviously, right? Megatron, Calvin Johnson was in Detroit, so you're making a splash, obviously. But again, were you frustrated when because I guess the expectations were different when you were there in San Fran. Though.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Because I wasn't really looked upon as being the guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But him coming in, like I said, it's so much newness, to him. And it's like coming from a program that's used to winning.
Yeah.
Now you have to adjust. And then we asked Michael about that too, having to adjust to losing. What is that like mentally? You know what I mean? Having to stay on the grind, and before you got your win, you guys were close to winning. There were some blowouts, and then you guys started to gel and saw what you guys were capable of toward the end of the year. Do you take that into this, to the next season, having that as momentum, knowing and seeing what you guys could do? Because you guys beat some pretty decent teams.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I would say our whole team we had a bunch of young cats on our team. We were all super hungry. That's something I really liked about our team. Our coach, we love Coach Campbell, like I was telling you earlier. He's a player's coach. I mean, he's tough. You can tell in his interviews. People always ask me, how do you like Coach Campbell? They just see the media interviews.
Right.
But he is definitely a gritty dude. He loves the game. And our team is a bunch of young guys. We're all out there trying to make plays. So if you watched our season, we had, like you said, a bunch of close games that we lost. I mean, we lost the Ravens game. Justin Tucker made the longest field goal ever.
Right.
Before he even kicked it, we're like, this is our first win. Here we go. He made like a 66-yarder, hit the post.
Yeah.
We were like, damn. The week after that, we played the Vikings. We went for 2, took the lead. They came back with a minute left to win the game off another game-winning field goal. So we were close. We lost some really close games. But like I said, for us, we were hungry throughout. We knew it was there. And I think going into next season, it's just going to give us more motivation. You watch a team like the Bengals last year. They weren't the best team. They go to the Super Bowl. So I think in the NFL, it's always possible for any team.
There's a lot of worst to first scenarios in the NFL.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Exactly.
And I think, honestly, you guys showed signs of really, really what could really happen coming into this next season. I mean, I see you lighting up, like like if you guys get it on track, on par at the beginning, like I said, have somewhat of a decent start, and then just take what you guys, the momentum that you had at the end of the year into the season. I'm looking at you guys at least to have more.
Well, they're gonna have more than 3 wins. I'm
going to limit and say at least 8 wins.
Yeah.
8 wins.
8 wins.
Well, what will get you guys to 8 wins? Like, what will get you guys to the playoffs? Because again, you got a Pro Bowl tight end, right? Goff is going to be a second year in the system, right? You'll pretty much be the number one. Kent is another receiver, another slot guy, a better defensive line. What do you think get you guys over the hump?
I mean, shoot, I think we have a lot of draft picks. I don't know how many we have this year. We got
got
the second pick. We got the 32nd in the first round. So we got 2 in the first. Those 2 alone should be starters. We're definitely going to get another receiver. Whoever we get in the second pick, I mean, that's a game changer. Day 1 starter for sure. So I think we're missing a few pieces. Like you said, second year in the system for Goff and all of us. Our O-line is really solid. I mean, we got Panay that we drafted last year. He's only going to get better.
Well, let me ask you this. Since you know what type of receiver you are, right? let's say the Lions do draft a receiver. What receiver fits you? What complements your play?
I would say a big receiver.
A big guy? Okay.
Yeah, a big go-get-it type receiver.
Okay.
I think we can definitely use that. Someone that can go up, make the 50-50 ball. I mean, I can for sure make it, but someone else that can do it too is big.
Take a little pressure off you a little bit.
A big receiver, I think, would be huge to our offense for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the strength to your game? You know, obviously you like to make plays. You consider yourself a playmaker. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot of what you did. Obviously, I know I've been here in California, saw the news. You know, I saw what you did here at USC. What's the strength to your game? And then obviously, like I said, progressing. And like I said, he just asked you a great question, like, what are you going to need to complement your play? You need a big receiver to turn those 50-50 balls into like 80-20 balls, advantage receiver. So now progressing, getting to your career, you know that you're going to be double teamed. Once you start making plays, you had a hell of a rookie season.
Thank you, appreciate
Now
it.
getting into the meat of your career, once the coverages start swinging your way,
rolling,
the identity of a really number one receiver, you got to beat the double teams, you got to do the gritty work, you got to do all of that. What's the best part of your game that's going to elevate the Detroit Lions to like, okay, defensive coordinators, they ain't sleeping at night.
Right. They studying film right now.
We got to stop. We got to stop this guy.
Yeah. For me, I think it's a bunch of things. Catching the ball, I think, is the most important thing as a receiver.
Absolutely.
You can have the best route, anything you want. If you can't finish, you're no good. So
come on.
Catching balls in the judge machine, I do every day. I catch 202 balls after every practice. We got the judge.
You said 202?
202, yeah.
202.
What's 202?
Tell them what 202
I'll
means.
tell you guys 202. So back in the 7-on-7 circuit, when we were with Coach Hatch at B2G, we were going a bunch of different cities doing the 7-on-7. My dad, he was I don't know if you know, he was a Mr. Universe, Mr. World.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Brown.
Yes, sir.
Big Swole.
So he's the reason, he trained us, me and my two brothers, growing up. So we were at one 7-on-7 circuit, and there was this young kid that had pretty good hands. My dad's like, damn, he has pretty good hands for being such a young kid. So he went up to his father, asked him, what do you guys do to have such good hands? And the father told him, he goes, we have a judge machine, we catch 200 balls a day. And my dad goes, damn, you want to be a receiver, you got to catch the ball. That makes sense. So he's like, I'm going to buy one. So we got a judge machine. And he goes, we're going to go 202 every day. We can't be like him. We got to be better.
Got to be better.
So 202 has always been my number. It's been that ever since I was I think 6th, 7th grade.
Awesome.
So after practice, I always catch 202 balls.
Nice.
Even now, even in the offseason, catching balls. So
That's great.
Yeah, keep that up. But again, to us, as old school, wily veterans, we know that the reason behind that is way more important. Because people are like, I'm just going to go out and catch balls, right? But every time he's so specific. 202 means there's a purpose that I'm going to get better than somebody today.
Hey, there's intention.
There's intention.
There's intention.
That's big.
Sir.
That's major. Yeah, keep that.
202,
Keep being
that's crazy,
specific like that.
yes, sir.
But yeah, I want to go back kind of to, cause a lot of times on the show we have older guys, right? So we talk about the transition out of the NFL and what we're doing now type of deal. But for you, you're going into it. You're transitioning into a professional receiver. So I want to go back a little bit in the high school career because you had so much success, right? All-American, played at Mater Dei, and things seemed like they never were bad for you. Like, what were your down times during this struggle of getting to the NFL?
Yeah, because you guys were looking 0-16. Dab in y'all face.
Because you've never lost. Like I said, it's like you guys
You
were
come
never.
from a winning program like
we played them at
USC.
Mater Dei when I was
That's
at Long
crazy.
Beach Poly. Like we had like 13 dudes with double offers, and they beat us by like 30.
Blown out.
You know what I'm saying?
Get
so
blown out.
You had so much success. Like, were there any down times during that process?
I would say the draft, for sure.
Okay.
Like you said, being an All-American, this, that, and the other, going to Mater Dei, going to USC, playing there, and then heading into the draft, I knew I wasn't going first round, but second day I thought I was going for sure, second, third round. And I think the hardest part was having to wait the extra day because they do the draft, they go first round, first day, second day you got second and third round, then the rest of the rounds the third day. So having to sleep on not being drafted was, I think,
How was that night? Describe that night.
Yeah,
right? So second, third round was day 2 of the NFL draft, right? So you didn't get drafted. You're going home. You're going to sleep that night. So what's going through your mind during that?
So 2-3 weeks before the draft, NFL reaches out. Yeah, we want to set up a camera, this, that, and the other in your house because I didn't go to the draft, obviously. We want to set up a camera, capture this moment when you get drafted, show it on TV. I was like, okay, cool. They set it up and everything. I invited a bunch of people over for the second day. Had a bunch of family and friends over, like I would say around 40 people at the house. So I'm just waiting there. I remember second round went by. I'm like, damn, still haven't heard my name called. Third round, I think there's more than 32 picks in the third round. It gets a little bigger.
Concentratory pitch.
I just remember seeing receivers.
Yeah, I messed that word up.
I remember receivers going before me. I'm like, I know I'm better than him. I know I'm better than him.
Yeah.
So the last name gets called. I forget who it is of the third round. Day's over. I just remember having to say bye to everyone. Thank you for coming. This, that, and the other. Shoot.
Humbling, frustrated, mad,
pissed off
sad,
for sure. Pissed off. Yep.
Okay.
Just saying bye, going home. And I remember on my way home, I'm like, there's no way. So right when I got back to the house, went on the jugs, caught 202, bang. Right before I went to sleep. Went to sleep. The third day is actually early in the morning, so I got 9 a.m. So woke up early, and I was like picking like the first six or seven picks in the fourth round. So bang, I heard my name called. A lot of people say they're happy when they're drafted. Obviously, I was happy I was drafted, but I still wasn't as happy as I wanted to be, you know? It was like that. There was still something burning inside of me. So I was like, you know, I'm grateful, obviously, that the Detroit Lions drafted me. Super excited. You know, they took a chance. I mean, I couldn't thank them for anything more, but I was always pissed off. I mean, even to this day, it's a day that I'll never forget. And those 16 receivers, I can name all of them. Where they went to school.
Absolutely.
Everything. Right now, I can tell you right now.
Yeah. But do you understand you needed that?
100%. I think it helped me for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm curious to know, especially with the expectations. Obviously, you have an agent. You know, you talk to him closely. You know, prior to the draft, you kind of get a projection of where you may be. You just said you weren't going in the first round, but in your mind, at least second or third, no later than third.
Yep.
You fall to fourth. Again, you've already said, how does it make you feel? What do you think made the drop from your expectations of maybe, in your agent's conversations of maybe going in the second or third round?
Yeah, what were teams saying
to the fourth? What made you go from like those wherever you and your agent projected you to go to the fourth round, especially with All-American playing at USC, and that doesn't guarantee you. But obviously, like I said, being at USC, being in LA, we saw you. We know you went to Mater Dei. You're like one of the top. What do you think? What made you drop?
I still couldn't tell you.
Wow.
Being honest.
Yeah.
I still couldn't tell you.
Wow.
I mean, you look at the numbers. I think I could have had over 1,000 easy this year, but I mean, I didn't start getting really activated till the end of the season.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm looking at those numbers. What 9, 12?
Yeah. 9 receptions. Yeah.
You don't. Like I
90
said,
and 5,
slow start in the beginning of the season. Then you pick up. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of that was it chemistry.
It was a bunch, yeah. Just
continuity
exactly.
with
New
like
coaches.
I said, new coach, new quarterback, obviously new system.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, you're getting acclimated as the season goes along. And I think that's what, for me, looking at your numbers and what is to be in the future, you got Goff, you're going to have more years with him. And having him develop that rapport, your relationship, then you definitely have the trajectory to do some big and great things.
Yes, sir.
What is it going to take with you and Goff to get in that Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams type of relationship?
I think quarterback receiver chemistry is huge. Obviously, you know, the quarterback knowing where you're going to be on certain routes. You run a 10-yard out. Not every receiver has the same stride length. Some might be at 11, some might be at 12, and that yard is huge in a route, in a play. So just repping the routes with the quarterback, knowing where you're going to be, knowing how he throws the ball, him knowing how I run my routes, I think is huge. So I think just building that chemistry with him is going to be, it's going to help me out a lot. And even in zone coverages, him knowing that I'm going to sit it down at a certain look, I'm going to break out against a certain look, just certain things like that, I think is going to help me and him out a lot next year.
And again, you guys are working out in the offseason together, obviously, and you're a workoutaholic, right? You've been doing this again, shout out to John Brown, because you made him a workoutaholic. And, of course, Equinemius and Osiris as well. Shout out to them boys. And it's like, do you take any of that competitive spirit you had with your older brothers to what you're doing now?
100%. Growing up, having two older brothers, I don't know if you have brothers or not, or any siblings.
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the oldest.
So you're like EQ. But being the youngest, I would say you're always we're so close in age, year and a half.
Right.
The oldest is 3 years older than me, so we did everything together: lifting, running, working out, playing video games, playing basketball.
Right.
And I'm the youngest, so when you're that year and a half when you're 6 and he's 9, that's huge.
That's
a
huge.
difference.
Yeah.
Right.
So me, I'm always having to push extra hard in whatever we're doing. Yeah. Having to scratch and claw to win. He can, mess around and beat me because he's older than me.
Right.
And
taller.
Right.
Exactly. He's taller.
At 9 and you're 6, you're still like a little baby almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're getting mushed in the face.
Right.
Yeah. So he's messing around, beating me, being easy to beat me. I'm over scratching and clawing just to barely lose.
Right.
So I think it really, growing up, that really gave me that competitive, nature. Obviously having a dad like my dad, he instilled that in us. But being the youngest, I think has helped me a lot. Obviously, I can't thank my older brothers enough for what they did. They paved the way for me. I was able to see, them going to college, them picking their school, why they picked their school, him going to the combine, him telling me, what to look out for and whatnot.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm thankful to have an older brother for sure. But I think it definitely has, it's molded me into who I am today.
Yeah, that's big. So give me something during that high school time with, again, working out with Equinemius and Osiris that your dad was telling you that sticks with you till today.
Oh, so many stories he told us.
He's a great storyteller.
Yeah, he really is.
But because I knew, again, you guys were at it every day, all day for years upon years. It's like, is there something that just sticks out that your dad was saying, like, make sure we're doing this to cover all the...
I remember him always telling us there's a 95% of the world and there's the 5%. And the 5% are the dudes that are always doing extra, doing more. And he always taught us to be the 5%. So that's something that always stuck with me, is being that 5%. Another thing he taught us is life is full of choices. It's all decisions. Everything you do in life is a decision you make. If I decide to go out that door or that door, that's the decision I'm making. So before you do anything, it's a decision you made, and you got to stick with that. And everything you do is a choice. So it's a decision to get up early in the morning, go work out, go eat, make sure you're taking your protein, whatever it is you got to do, you're doing it. So everything in life is a decision you make, and trying to be that 5%.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Speaking of protein, right? We know you, as a family company. Speak on Cane Protein for us for a little bit.
Cane Protein is a protein that my dad developed when we were really young. I would say I was about 7 years old, and you do the math. My other brother was 8.5, and EQ was 9, 10. And my dad really just wanted to get us bigger, get us stronger. He was a bodybuilder, like I told you earlier. So we started lifting at a really young age. And he would just wanted to get us a little bigger, get us a little stronger. So we took some protein.
Man, I was been trying to tell my son that. Man, when he was in high school, when he was like 8th grade, I was trying to get him to lift weights.
Yeah.
It was just a struggle, because he's listening to his mom, like, you
don't need that.
You shouldn't be lifting weights at this age. I'm like, we grew up in the South. Like, in 8th and 9th grade, we were already starting to lift weights. You know what I mean? So, out here, California, kids grow up a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fortunately for you, you had a dad that basically knew, knew how to kind of steer you guys in the right direction.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things, too, I tried to, really kind of share with him about taking protein to get him bigger, which will equate to being faster and stronger and all those things. But it's good to hear someone like you say that because, like you said, you 7.5, 8, whatever, when you started to, hear a lot of these things about getting bigger, faster,
taking
and
care
stronger,
of your body
taking care of your body.
Exactly.
So sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So he developed this protein for us, and we were the only ones taking it. So he didn't, mass produce it for anyone. It was just for us to take.
Right.
So we would take it, every day here before we left and whatnot. And then once we got to high school, he's like, people were asking him, because we were always bigger than most kids.
Right.
We looked stronger.
Tariq, I'm trying to listen to you, boy. Listen to your dad, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
So we were always bigger, stronger. And parents started asking him, what do you do, this, that, and the other? And he's like, we lift, obviously. We lift a lot, this, that, but we also take protein. So he's like, you know what? I can sell it to people and whatnot. He knew at the end of the day they weren't going to put in the work that we were doing, so they probably won't look like us, but it'll help them because at the end of the day, you can't just take protein.
Any bit helps.
Exactly. You can't just take protein and get big. You got to put the work in. So the protein definitely helps. So he started selling it to people. That's when people started getting a hold of it. Kids were getting stronger, kids were getting bigger. At that point, I was in college already, doing my own thing, and he actually just came out with a new label, the black label. So better nutrients, easier on the gut, and it's overall a better protein.
Okay.
It's legal, but it's barely legal, so be careful.
Okay. You got to be working out with it, right? That's the key.
Right.
And where can they get cane protein?
So he actually has a website,
caneprotein.com.
caneprotein.com. You can order it there, right on the website. Super easy.
Is it Cane, K-A-N-E?
C-A-N-E, yep.
Okay.
So caneprotein.com. You can order right there. There's vanilla, there's chocolate, and then there's the black label. So you choose which one you want.
Okay.
Be careful now.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give him a hard question, right? So cane protein, right? We know it works. What you gonna do if like Myoplex comes to you with the big money offer? What you gonna tell Pops? What if they're like, yo, here's 2.5 for the next 12 months? What you?
I'm gonna be like Myoplex.
Well, actually, I'm with Plant Fuel. You know, I got some protein too. You know,
hey,
what might want to get you one of those deals as well.
Might have to talk to Myoplex. Be like, Myoplex, listen here. You're gonna have to partner with Daddy right now. And we can make this happen.
There you go.
Before that, we can't talk.
There you go. Keep it in the family.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, and again, I know that your dad was a showman, right? Won Mr. World, right?
World, Mr.
3
Universe,
times,
yes.
and Mr. Universe. So he gave you the confidence. I never seen kids with as much confidence as he had, right? So we do this thing called the Nike opening at the end of every summer, where all the top high school kids across the nation come to, right? So we've never seen this before, right? So we're doing one-on-ones. And of course, all the top guys are going against the top guys. Amon-Ra called out every single top guy. Every single one. Like, not like, oh, maybe I'll go. Like, no, you, come on.
What?
And one, and again, I was right. I was putting them together. I was like Cupid. I was putting them together. Like, okay, you here, you come over here. He won 8 out of 9 reps.
We got to get those clips.
The clips is out
We got
there.
to get those clips.
The clips is out, right? They're on YouTube somewhere.
I know, but I mean, obviously, when we talking about this, we got to segue to show. I got to see.
Do you remember that?
I
You
do,
remember that though?
Yeah, I remember.
When I was there, I was like, it's not because not even if he wins the rep, it's the competition that he wants.
Right.
Play after play after play, and I was like, yeah, he gonna be special.
And it's funny you say that you look at that as being competitive. Through somebody else's eyes, through the lens of somebody else, they may say, oh, that's arrogant, that's cocky. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh,
but the thing is,
some parent out there, you're right.
Right, but to you, like I said, and in that environment, it's competition, it's one-on-one. Yeah. You want to go against the best. Yeah. And then some people, they shy away from that. Is that something, like I said, I'm sure you don't do it in practice, but at some points, it does get a little chippy.
He does it in practice.
It does get a little chippy, because I remember when playing in San Fran, it got to the point to playing behind Jerry.
Yep.
I knew that I started to be a compliment to him. And then I started to really become my own person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then it got every day, they watch film after practice just like we watch film.
Yeah.
So it became every day, how can I get better? I'm a student of the game. Every day I'm watching Jerry, I'm watching JJ, I'm watching even free agents that came to our squad. I'm looking at, okay, what makes them good at what they do? Even slot receivers. There's a reason why they're on the squad. There's a reason why they're in training camp. It's something unique and special about their ability. Yeah. That's, for me, that's how I got better, because I watched other guys and I'm like, okay, what is it about him that gets him open?
Take a small piece.
Exactly. I started dissecting, just take a little piece from this guy, that guy, and then kind of just put it in my tool bag.
Yeah.
So then when I started to evolve as a receiver, those are some things, like I said, the confidence, it started to build. Yeah. So it got to the point to where they started oh, he's about to be a problem. So it became competition. Like Jerry was Jerry. Anybody finna really call out Jerry. Yeah. But for me, third rounder, I didn't really have a chip on my shoulder. I just wanted to get better. Yeah. I had that hunger to get better.
They called you out because you looked ugly in your uniform. You had that big shoulder pads. You kind of look right. I can beat him. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Because I was raw and I was green. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't have the foundations of a freak receiver. You know what I mean? So I had to really just build every year. And I saw my confidence grow. And then I had my receiver coaches that I had. They started to instill the confidence in me too, because they saw the potential. Yeah. They saw the potential of me becoming who I became before I even did. Yeah. Because like I said, you're going into the rookie camp, the second year, you're still overwhelmed. You're trying to learn the system. You're trying to find your way. Exactly. And so as I started to become T.O., I became really competitive. I started to see what I was capable of doing on the field to where it became chippy sometimes in practice to where some of the top guys, even some of the veterans, they wanted to go against me because it was almost like, okay, let me humble this young kid.
Yeah.
And then once I started to get the success against them, dude, man, I was on another level.
Yeah.
Is that something now that, I mean, we're talking about the confidence. Like I said, you had it at an early age. Is it easy for somebody to get under your skin, or do you just
wake up?
Right, you wake up and when you know you got it, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think confidence. I was talking with some of the receivers on my team. I think confidence is one of the biggest things in anything in life, but especially in sports. Mm-hmm. You watch guys like, it's hard to explain, but you see certain guys, they're better than what they are. Mm-hmm. They start making a few plays, and the confidence, you can tell right away they have confidence. They're playing with confidence. Yep. They're being themselves. They know they can do it. For me, like you said, learning the playbook, doing all that, it kind of slows you down at a young age. Being a rookie, you're so focused on running the right route, getting your depth, all that you're not really playing free.
Yeah.
So for me, early on, I feel like that's how I was playing. I was trying to make sure I was running the right route, getting the right position, my splits, my depth, whatnot. But throughout middle of the season, it's every week you're getting used to how they play, how they call the plays, certain formations we run, what they like to run. So, for me, once I started to get that down, I got out there, he called the beginning of the play, I already knew what I had at the end of the play. I didn't have to listen to the whole play call. So now I'm thinking about what the defense is about to do, what look I'm about to get, what they like to do on second down, this, that, and the other. Yep. So now I'm thinking pass the play. I'm thinking about how I'm going to get open on this play.
Right.
So I think all that falls into, confidence, and that just adds to it. And for me, being competitive, like I was talking about earlier, we do one-on-ones in practice and whatnot.
Right.
But if someone, I'm already, I try to win every rep and whatnot.
No doubt.
Every time. But if someone tries to, eggs me on, does some little thing that I don't like, I'm on one. I'm ready. Like, come on, let's go again. Let's go again.
Right.
And I'm going to win next time, I promise. So for me, it's just, I'm trying to win. I think one-on-ones is one of the best. I love one-on-ones. That's my favorite thing. If you watch my clips from high school, I still love one-on-ones. So it's just mano a mano, who could beat who. So I love it still to this day, but yeah, no, I think that competitive, I start with it.
Right, and obviously, like you said, all the receivers that you said that were drafted before you, 16 of them.
Yeah.
Where they went to school, this, and that, and the other. Obviously, Jamar Chase, out of LSU, played in the Super Bowl. What do you think about his game? And like I said, I didn't really know much about him. Obviously, I watched the SEC. Like I said, I didn't expect him to do some of the great things that he did this year. And obviously, like I said, just listening to you talk, you feel like your skill set is on par with what he did. What do you think has elevated his game, and what do you think in comparison, to his game that you guys are, similar?
Yeah, I think he's a great receiver. You watched all season. He broke records. I think something he does really well is the go ball. He creates everything with his go ball. If you're scared of his go ball, he can run you right off that. You're scared he's going to go deep. So he runs a great go ball. He knows how to squeeze a defender. Last minute, he lets the ball fade him. You have a quarterback like Joe Burrow also. They play together, like I talked about earlier, chemistry. Yeah. He knows Jamar Chase. He knows Joe. So that in alone is already helping him from the start, which, receivers, we know to have a quarterback that it's so helpful. So he's a great receiver. Don't get me wrong. He's awesome. Joe Burrow's a beast. They're just a great duo, in my opinion.
Right. So, again, you're in Motown. Right?
Yep.
You had the Barry Sanders days, you had Megatron days. Do you feel that you can put this team, this organization, the city on your back and get them back to the playoffs and championship football?
Definitely. I think we can make the playoffs next year. I think we're gonna get some pieces in the offseason, some free agents, some draft picks that are gonna help us out. But I think we got the pieces. We just gotta, put it together. If we win those close games, I think we'll be right in it.
Right. No. Do you think you can do it as a leader?
Do I think I can do it? 100%.
Can you take that and that weight, heavy weight, and put it on your back and let's say let's go?
Yeah, because as you said, that's like I said, with everything that's going on with that organization over the years.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it. And then you have Jared Goff, who was just here in LA with the Rams. Obviously, there are some questions about him as a quarterback. Is that enough? Because like I said, you can only do what he's capable of doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
As a receiver, we can't do what we do without the quarterback.
Exactly.
Like I said, there's going to be throughout the course of the season, it's already questions about, can he lead teams to wins? If that's not him, is that you? How can you guys make that happen?
Sure. I think we can both lead easily. You know, quarterback, receivers. The quarterback can't do anything without the receiver, just like the receiver can't without the quarterback. So it goes hand in hand. They both need each other. But I feel like, you know, me personally, having this city on my back, that would be definitely a dream of mine. I was talking to someone a few months ago, and he asked me the same question. You know, Lions fans, they're serious. I didn't know it was like that until I got out there. And like you said, the history that they've had, haven't won too many games, but they still love their players. They love the team. They're at every game supporting us. So to have them, you know, supporting me being able to, you know, if I'm lucky enough, keep balling and put them on my back, that'll be huge.
Man, because I see, I'm hearing him talk, I'm seeing the Saints, you know, how they were back in the day. You know, it's bags over their heads, and then, you know, they get a few pieces here and there. They got Drew Brees.
In America, winning cures all.
They get a receiver, running back, good defense. Like I said, in the playoffs, it's any team's game.
Yeah. Right, you just got to get there.
You just got to get there.
The playoffs.
So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to, like I said, just to sit down. This has been a joy for me just to sit down and talk
Appreciate
to you.
It. Thank you.
You can tell you got everything intact, man. Good head on your shoulders. Great work ethic. You know, thanks to your dad and mom, I'm sure, and your brothers pushing you. And so I'm definitely I'm a fan now. Like I said, I know we crossed paths early on.
Yeah.
But man, this has been a tremendous treat, man.
Now are you a football head though? Are you engulfed in football? Okay, so I'm gonna see if you can take us back a little bit. So I want to get your top 5 wide receivers of all time.
All time?
Of all time, and it can't be nobody who's playing currently. So you got to go back a little bit to your 90s, 2000s. You know, you don't got to go back to the 70s on Fred Biletnikoff or nothing like that.
For sure.
Give us your top 5 wide receivers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And again, no order, just 5. Order. You know, so nobody can get mad.
So the person sitting next to me, I can put him in. Got to, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in, but you would.
No, you don't have to.
He's in my top 5.
Listen, here it goes. I know you play with Jerry, but I'm gonna go Randy number 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Jerry 2.
All right.
Shoot, that's tough. I'm gonna put Vince Carter in there.
Chris Carter?
Oh, Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
Chris. Yeah,
that's all right.
We like Vince.
I like basketball too.
Yeah, we like Vince on
that. Chris Carter.
Okay, yeah.
T.O.
Yeah.
At 4.
Got one more.
At 5.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's always a tough one though.
Oh, yeah,
the fifth guy is the tough one. That's between 2 though, and I know who you gonna say though. I know who you gonna say.
He can't be playing right now, right?
Can't be playing right now. Cause I know it's between 2 names.
Is Larry Fitz still playing?
He ain't playing.
Nah,
that's what I'm
putting
gonna say. Fitzy.
Okay.
Yeah, Fitzy's always gonna be in there.
I kind of figured, he was hovering around.
You know, Fitzy always hovering. Just a quiet, great career, man.
Great
but again, so you know, to kind of finish the show, I made a bet about you about 7-8 months ago with Ryan Clark, Bucky, Willie McGinnis, and everybody was on the Chase train.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'll bet Amon-Ra has a better career than Chase. They all blasphemy, Hatch, you're tripping, you the word. Trust me. Because over time, this next 10 years,
I believe.
Watch what I tell you.
Well, I mean,
watch what I tell you.
I've been there. You know what I mean? I know. You know what I mean?
It's a longevity.
Yeah, some people don't see it. You know
it's
what
longevity,
I mean?
man.
And then, like I said, it's like now, like people try to some of these, the receivers within the last 5 to 8 to 10 years. You know, they do a few things here and there, and they're already trying to put them in the Hall of Fame.
Right,
like,
right.
It's a career. You know what I mean? It's consistency. You know what I mean? You can't just have just a flash here and a flash there. You know what I mean? You can't have, rookie year, you go off, first 2 years, and then you don't hear nothing from you for like another 3 years or what have you.
Right,
it's the consistency. It's like, are you that guy? Can you make an impact? You know what I mean? Not only just personal goals, are you impacting, the team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for me is the recipe, really kind of a criteria for Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
You can't just have little flashes, be a flash in the pan, they call it, here and there. It's just that, like you said, the longevity, consistency.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah. So what else besides football that you want to do over these next 10 years as well?
Outside of football, right off the bat, I want to do a camp in Germany. football camp.
Yep.
So I know.
Why Germany?
You speak
I
German,
speak
right?
German. My mom's from Germany.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Speak German.
I speak fluent German. Got family in Germany and everything. So I know they have a few games in Germany this year. Finally.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know if they announced all the teams yet, but they announced a few of the teams. Hopefully,
Okay.
the Lions can play in it. But their football is really coming along in Germany. So I want to, and they don't know much like we do out here. I mean, football is one of the biggest sports here. So I want to go to Germany, host a camp, hopefully in the next few years, give back to the kids and whatnot. So that's something I want to do right away. But other than that,
If I can be of any help, bro, let me know.
of course, yeah, of course. I love real estate.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Investing. I know a lot of the people on the crypto train and whatnot.
Yeah, you on that
but
train?
Not really, no.
It's too far ahead, right? I'm
Too
like,
far ahead.
I'm trying to
I need to be able
catch
to
up,
see
but-
my money, so I'm into real estate.
Okay.
I love real estate right now. Those are a few things that I'm
Yeah,
into right now. Yeah.
And again, that's enough. You got to focus on football 90% of the time.
Exactly.
That other 10%, you put your energy and effort somewhere else.
Yeah.
And again, as you get further along in your career, that other stuff will start becoming more important.
Exactly.
But for right now, focus on ball, man. Focus
Yeah.
on ball. Focus on wins. Focus on Pro Bowl. Focus on your money.
Yeah.
All that other stuff, it'll take care of itself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so of course a former USC guy. So
Yep.
they just got a new head coach, Lincoln Riley. I think you guys haven't been really good the last couple years. Do you think he's going to change the whole dynamic of the USC program?
Yeah, bring back, that
The Reggie Bush days.
The Reggie Bush days, Matt
like-
Leinart days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has a shot. You look at his track record, what he did at Oklahoma. They say he's one of the smartest offensive minds in college. So I actually got a chance to meet with him a month ago. Went up to the school, said hi to him. I mean, it was an honor, a pleasure to meet him. But no, I think they're headed in the right direction. I don't know if it's going to happen, next year or the next 2 years.
Takes
but-
time. Right.
Exactly. I think in 3 years they'll be back in the conversation. The top 10 teams in college, if not top 5. Hopefully, college football playoffs. Who knows?
Right.
But no, I think they definitely have a shot. They got a lot of new dudes, some transfers. They got that quarterback, Caleb from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
he
brought him
transferred,
with
so
him, right.
Oh, he came with him, right?
Came with him, yeah.
You can do anything with a good quarterback, so
You ain't
it
lying.
starts
That's-
right there. So
Yeah.
I think that for sure they have a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the USC is such a big fan base, alumni base. Are you involved in the alumni stuff over there? Do you like to go back, talk to the kids and stuff like that?
Not too much. I'm only a year removed right now, so it's
Right.
I feel like I'm still in college. I left early,
Right,
so
right.
I feel like all my buddies are still there. But
Are you gonna
that's
get your degree?
No, I didn't. I'm 6 classes away.
Are you gonna get it
I'm
though?
gonna get it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, there you go.
100%. Gotta get it.
Nice.
So I feel like I was so close with it. So right now I feel like I'm still a student at SC. But
Right,
give it a
right.
few years, I think definitely. I love giving back. Like I said, I want to start a camp. So to get involved with SC's football program, maybe when they have their summer camp, show up, help out, that would be something I love to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because
Yeah.
again, USC's big. And I
Yeah.
think when you get done, you're 35, 40 years old, I still think you'll have that relationship with USC. And you're from here. You're
Yeah.
from, Southern California. And was that you grew up a huge USC fan as well
Not
in high
really.
school?
That's the crazy part. I wasn't
Right.
a huge USC, wasn't a huge college fan growing up.
Right.
But I remember Reggie Bush.
Right.
Something that I really remember from SC. So
I know Lindell White.
Lindell White, Reggie
Matt
Bush,
Leinart.
Yeah,
Robert Woods, Marquise Lee.
Yeah. Had
Those are
them-
the guys that I remember. So
Had them dogs. Yeah. Shoot, now, which one, if you could only choose one, which one would you rather go back to and have 1 year playing? USC or Mater Dei?
what coaches do I get to play with Lincoln?
Nope, it's gotta be,
he throwing a wrinkle in
it
there.
can't
He
be
trying to
late.
change
It's
up
gotta
the
be your
scenario.
own.
My own?
Yeah.
I'm going to go SC.
SC?
We
Okay.
did everything at Mater Dei. We won everything. So
Yeah,
I wanna
right,
run it back
right.
one more time. Yeah.
Run it back.
what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Get your popcorn ready with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Yee.